What should you tell the insurance adjuster for the other party who hit you when they call you and ask you for a statement? First of all, if you're seeing this and you haven't given a statement, I really recommend that you don't give a statement and you talk to your attorney first. But when the adjuster asks you for a statement, say, you know what? That's a question that my lawyer told me not to talk to you about, but I would like to talk to you about my car and getting it repaired. Sometimes I'll differentiate those. I'll say, you can talk to them about your car getting it repaired, but don't talk to them about your injury claim. I don't want you doing that. I don't want you saying something to them that they'll use against you, or saying something just crazy that they're going to have just a bad feeling about you. I had a client one time tell an adjuster that, yeah, they were hurting from a wreck, but they're taking THC gummies for their pain. And I'm like, man, I wish you wouldn't have told them that. That's making it very difficult for us to settle your case. They don't like you now. They think you're a dopehead, and for whatever reason, they're not going to pay you good money on that case. If you don't have an attorney, they will try to pressure you into giving a statement. They'll say, well, we can't move forward in your claim unless we get a statement. Now, if you're not hurt and there's no question you're not at fault, such as you're rear-ended, you still need to talk to a lawyer first, but it's probably okay to give a statement, especially if you've got your own collision coverage, because your car is going to be taken care of eventually either way. And sometimes they're just strong arming you into doing that. I really don't want you doing it for that. But if you're hurt, you don't need to be given a statement. You just don't need to do it. Let me just make something very clear. If you are involved in a wreck and your insurance company asks for a statement, that's a different ballgame. In that situation, you are required, per your policy language, to give a statement. You are required to cooperate, and they can say cooperation equals giving a statement. Sometimes you can do it in writing, and I have a lot of my clients do that, but sometimes your insurance company will want to get a statement even though you're not at fault. And the reason they're doing that is because sometimes there's an exposure, or there might be a question as who's at fault for this wreck. You might have comparative fault, which we have another video and we'll put that in the comments below and you can reference that. But you may have comparative fault issues and they need to get your statement. And if it's your insurance company, you still can't trust them, but you have an obligation to give a statement. If you have a case and somebody's asking you for a statement, give me a call. We would be glad to help navigate you through these difficult times and help you in your case.